Hi, I'm Lynette and welcome to my channel. Today I am doing a tutorial on this look right here. If you like tutorials, go ahead and hit the like button and consider subscribing because I do them here on my channel on the regular, along with other beauty related videos here every Saturday. Now, I'm excited about this video for two reasons. Number one, this tutorial was requested. Yay! I've been on YouTube now a little more than a year. I've been doing tutorials for a little more than a year, and this is the first time I've had anyone request a tutorial on an eye look. So thank you. And I have Bridget from Keeping It Simple with Bridget to thank for it. Hi Bridget. So yeah, this is a look that I was wearing in the Bad Habit Light Speed swatch video, and I tried to recreate it as best as possible. I didn't get the inner corner highlight right, but we'll get back to that. So yes, this is a look I was wearing in a previous video, and so I'm excited to recreate the look per request. And then another reason why I'm excited about this tutorial is because I get to use one of the Colourpop Supernova eyeshadows that I had hauled some of these eyeshadows months ago, and I've been meaning to do a tutorial using them and just never got around to it. So I'm able to kill two birds with one stone in this video and show you this one of these in action. Now I'm going to talk a little bit about these shadows, and it was these three that I had originally purchased. Very pretty, and this was soon after Colourpop launched these Supernova shadows. They're like they're equivalent, I would say, to the Stila Glitter and Glow liquid eyeshadows, and now Stila has the Shimmer and Glow eyeshadow liquid eyeshadows as well, and these are pretty similar to them. So I used one of them, and it was this one, this nice pretty bronze one called Dragon. I used that one before and didn't have so many problems with it. I believe it was that one I used, or maybe it was Hard to Impress, I don't know, but I used one of them off camera, and I liked it a lot. I liked it so much that when Colourpop released some new shades, I went on ahead and bought two more, and one of them is the one that I'm wearing today, the one that you'll see in the tutorial, which is from the Valley. Now, these eyeshadows are $7 each as opposed to the Stila Glitter and Glow liquid eyeshadows that are $24 each. So definitely a huge price difference, but they're very similar in that they're kind of like liquid glitter, but they have a base to them as opposed to like loose glitter where there's no base. You're just putting glitter on your eyeshadow and you have to use an eyeshadow behind the glitter. But these have their own color base, and they have glitter particles in them, and so you can just put an eyeshadow in the crease, put one of these on the lid, and you'd be good to go. Now, in terms of working with them, it's kind of hit or miss for me. You'll see in the, well, you won't see because I didn't film this eye, but I had mad problems with this eye. The eye that I filmed went very smoothly, and it's the way that you should really try to work with these shadows. I have found there is a learning curve to using them. It's really best if you're able to lay down one thin layer, and if you're able to do that on the first go around, good for you. Though, if you have hooded eyes and if you have folds in your eyelids like I do, it's a little more challenging because then it can move, you're going to get transfer, and it can be a little bit of a mess. I was having problems with this eye here. I went up a little too high, and then I ended up having to layer it. So this eye actually does look a little different than this one. This one looks a little more chunky, whereas this one doesn't. So if you're able to use a thin and just one layer, that's so much better, because once you start trying to layer it, that's when the problems can come in. And they're not all made the same. Like the one that I used this one here, these don't look as chunky, but this one, the one that I use today, is definitely has bigger chunks of like glitter in it than the one that I used here, and I've only used the one, so I can't speak on these other two. But so that can make it a little more difficult too. The chunkier they are, the harder it could be to apply an even layer, and as you put it on, you may find that some parts of your lid aren't covered and you got to go back in, and that's what ended up happening with this eye. In the tutorial, I did use one of these silicone applicators that I hauled from Sephora, and it's basically just a brush with a silicone tip on it as opposed to any synthetic or natural hairs. And so I found that I like using this to move the eyeshadow around while it's still wet. And you do have to do any manipulation you're going to do with this eyeshadow, you need to do it while it's wet, because once it dries, and it doesn't take long for it to dry, it dries pretty quickly, but you do have time to work with it. Once it dries, then it's just like glitter, like flaky glitter that's going to flake off your lid if you try to manipulate it or move it around once it dries down. So they are not the easiest to work with, I'm gonna be honest, but I mean, once you're able to get them on the way that you want to, I mean, look at it. It's like having loose glitter. It looks the same as if I had used loose glitter on my eyelid. Very, very pretty, and I think it's worth the hassle. And for $7, I mean, I'm willing to put a little more effort into working with them at that price and with this kind of outlook once you're done. So I guess that's my little review of the Colourpop Supernova liquid eyeshadows. The inner corner highlight, Bridget, I'm sorry, for the life of me, I could not remember what shadow it was I used. I end up using a Colourpop really silvery eyeshadow, but as soon as I put it on, I know that wasn't it. So any silver-ish eyeshadow you have, you can use. But I can't for the life, and you know how much eyeshadow I have, so I couldn't for the life of me remember what I used. But you can use, which I've done, you can just take what's on the lid and dab it as your inner corner highlight. You could use a dual chrome pinkish purple shadow as a highlight. You know, you can do whatever. And I'm sure if you decide to recreate the look, you will, you'll change it up to your specifications. So if you would like to see how I created this look today using one of the Colourpop Supernova liquid eyeshadows, then keep on watching. As always, everything that I use will be listed in the description box below. And I'm just using a concealer right there above my crease, between the eyebrow and my crease. That's going to serve as my primer. And this is the Juvia's Place Magic Palette. And I'm going to go in with Kesi just to set that concealer. I'm not going to put any concealer on my actual eyelid today because I will be using that liquid eyeshadow on the lid. Now I'm going in with Inglot number 334, and I'm putting that high above the crease and in the crease, and it's just this really nice light lavender matte shade, and I'm using back and forth motions to blend that out. And want to make sure that I'm getting it in the crease as well, because I do have folds in my eye, so it's always important that I try to make sure I get it in the crease also. This is Makeup Geek Silver Lining, and I'm going to take another fluffy blending brush and I'm going to put that in the crease as well so that we can begin this gradient of purple. I decided to change my brush. I wanted something a little fluffier. That last brush was a little more pointed, and this one is going to move and blend the shadow more like I wanted it to. This is Inglot number 325. And it's also another deeper matte purple shadow. And I'm going to work that into the outer V, part way onto the lid and into the crease, because again, we are creating a gradient of lilac lavender purples. Now I'm going in with Inglot number 308, a deeper purple still, and I'm going to put that on the outer V and into the crease as well. Now I'm taking the Colourpop Supernova eyeshadow in the color From the Valley, and I'm going to use the applicator and try to do one light layer, thin layer all over my lid. And as you can see, it's this very pretty light lavender with like bluish glitter specks in it. It's very, very pretty. And it's important to try and do as much as you can while it's still wet, because as you can see, it's getting chunkier and chunkier as I layer on top. And now I'm taking my Sephora silicone tipped brush to move it around and try to just smooth out that edge there. And it's pretty easy to work with while it's wet. And you do have time to work with it, but it will dry. And once it dries, this shadow, this glitter goes nowhere, which I really like. It doesn't flake off onto your face throughout the day. It stays put. And now I'm just going to go back in with that deep purple color and put that on my outer V and try to blend it into that glitter, so it doesn't look like such a harsh separation between the shadow and the glitter shadow. And now I'm going back in with that Inglot 325 back into the crease, and I'm just going to start blending out, making sure all of these colors blend seamlessly together. Back in with that Makeup Geek eyeshadow, same thing. And then I'm going to go back in with that original Inglot light lavender shadow above the crease or high in the crease and blend that out as well. And I wanted to keep it light in the inner corner of the eye and darker on the outer corners of the eye. And now I'm just taking a makeup wipe to clean up some of the fallout. And there really wasn't a whole lot from the glitter eyeshadow because it does have a base. And now, yeah, this is straight out of a horror movie. This is the NYX Purple Blaze eyeliner. And I wanted to just make sure that everything was purple. And then I didn't like that too much. I didn't work out so well. So now I'm taking my NARS eyeliner in black to tight line. And back with the NYX Purple Blaze as on in my waterline and on the lower lash line. And then back in with that Inglot 308, and I'm going to blend that out along the lower lash line as well. And now this is the single eyeshadow from Colored Raine, and I'm going to use that as my inner corner highlight. And those are the eyes completed. And as you can see, that right eye is a little more chunky because I had to put a couple of layers on that. I finished off the look with the same lip combination that I wore originally in my previous video, and that is the MAC Chestnut lip liner, but of course, the Covergirl lipstick in the number 340 Delicious, and then on top I have the ABH lip gloss in Jelly Beam. And I really like this lip gloss. It's really like this iridescent purple sparkly glitter type looking thingy. And it's really pretty to wear alone or over lipstick, which is what I did today. So that is the look, Bridget. I hope you enjoyed it. If you do decide to recreate it, I hope that you will tag me on Instagram. Bridget is no slouch when it comes to eyeshadow looks. Okay, I'm just saying. If you like this video, please go ahead and hit the like button and consider subscribing, because this type of shit happens every Saturday here on my channel. Thank you for joining me today. I hope to see you again next week. Until then, bye-bye.